You ready? My coach, Barbara H. Smith. Why did I hire her? Because she's the best.
Barbara H. Smith is a powerhouse. She just walks in the room and grabs your attention, and she does that in a way that just makes you feel loved and like she's paying attention to you. She cares about you, and she wants to see you be your best self.
She was able to dig inside and find the passion that was deep within me.
Barbara's energy is one of the reasons that I had to have her as my coach. I love the way she is real with people.
The reason I felt like I needed a coach was because I have some big goals and I needed to build my confidence. I knew that Barbara could help me do that.
I felt that I could trust her.
I would definitely recommend to get coaching from Barbara H. Smith if you feel like you need to level up your confidence. She would just help you feel like bold, like you can take on the world.
She has really shown me who I am. She has changed my mindset to a place that I know that I am more powerful today than I would have ever been if I had never met Barbara Smith.
Hello, hello, hello. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, again, it's a Thursday, and I'm excited to be here with you today. Today, we're having a phenomenal time as usual. But first, let me tell you why we do the Empowering You show. We do this show for you to learn more about phenomenal business owners, specifically small business, and people in the community that might not otherwise get a chance to show and share what they do, what they sell, what they have, what they bring to the table. And so we bring them on the Empowering You show so that you can learn more about their business and participate in building the community. So that's why we do the Empowering You show. And I'm so excited to do that for the community because we hear a lot about the negative things that are going on, the murders, high crime, the rate of inflation. We hear all of this stuff in the news, and this show is more about lifting as we rise. If you're not helping somebody, lifting somebody up, then that's why we're here. What are you doing? So, having said all that, I'm excited to be here as usual, and I'm always excited to bring on my co-host, the sensationally smooth, always sexy and spicy, Shani Smith.
Always sprinkling a little magic on you. How you doing?
Excited as usual to see your face in the place, Madam Deb.
I know. You know we're at the Brooklyn Bridge, right? Together,
Girl,
right?
Did you know? What in the what? Love the
nighttime.
technology when it works, right? So today, Shani has a insatiable habit of always surprising me. Well, today the surprise is on her because we are showcasing Shani Smith of Can Do Spice today. How about that? How you like me now?
Oh, okay. I guess that's fair. I've surprised you quite a few times. Okay. But game on.
So,
definitely on.
Shani is a phenomenal cook, chef person type. She's got on her chef jacket today, showing us she look a little vertically challenged, standing on the stool.
I'm a little on the shorter side. Sorry, guys.
But she is a phenomenal cook, and as such, she creates flavorful blends with healing benefits. So, Shani, what do you do?
Stop it. First of all, you got this. Okay, you definitely got this. But the long story short of it all is that you know how people love to enjoy food and they just, don't understand how to flavor their food. They want to replicate meals, but they don't really know how. So what I do, they're interested in supplements. They just don't know where to begin. What I've done is I took the guesswork out. So I created spice blends that also have healing benefits so that people can enjoy flavor and wellness at the same time. That's going to save them money. because they don't have to buy all these different things. It's going to save them
Right.
time because I took the guesswork out of it. And I really created it for cooks at any level, really. People always would ask me like, what's in this and what you put in that? And, you know, you say a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you sprinkle to the ancestors, say stop, that kind of thing. Well, I took the time to make sure that a cook at any level could also create a delicious dish. And it gets the conversation about healing started. So that we can start healing from the inside out. Because most people think that flavor doesn't come with wellness. They think that that means they're going to be eating salads and radishes all day. And that's farther from the truth. I love food. Once upon a time, I'm like, give me a fried Oreo. But now today, I'm like, let me veganize this dish. I'm all in.
So that's so good that you said something at the end that is kind of frightening for some people. When you say veganize this dish, what do you mean by that?
Really, what we're looking for is taste and texture. So the first thing when I say to someone that I'm vegan, they say, well, where do you get your protein from? And depending on how I'm feeling, if I'm feeling frisky, I'll say I get my protein the same place the cows get theirs, from plants.
Ooh.
But if I don't feel like being like that, you know, I get them from certain dark leafy greens. I get them from beans. I get them from nuts. You know, it depends on what mood you get me in. But we're looking for taste and texture. You wouldn't eat a boiled piece of chicken that had no seasoning either, you know, no different than you would anything else. So we want that familiar flavor. If you're looking for chicken, sometimes you're looking for like rosemary, marjoram, thyme, those things that you normally will put on a roast chicken. Then you want the texture that you're looking for. And many times you can get that from, believe it or not, something as simple as a mushroom.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
A mushroom. We think about like button mushrooms, especially the canned ones. And I mean, let's be honest, they are disgusting. Sorry, not sorry. They're gross. But fresh ones, there's so many different species and so many different textures that you can get from them. I'm just saying, I love
you're going to have to fix me something. You're going to have to prepare me something to convince me, because any mushroom that I've ever had was nasty. Okay? Nasty.
No, because they didn't know what they were doing. They probably, one, needed can-do spice.
Probably.
One. And two, it's all in the preparation. It really is. Certain things you're going to need to press the water out. You're going to have to cook it a little bit different, but you really can get what you're looking for out of lentils, out of beans, out of even like vital wheat gluten protein. So the sky's the limit. If you're thinking about it, you're going to eat chicken, turkey. Those are your birds for the most part, maybe some Cornish hen. You're going to eat fish. You're going to eat beef, pork, lamb, I don't know, maybe a goat, right? But that's about it. And you're just remixing that all kinds of ways as best you can, but you're probably eating chicken in some form 3 to 4 times a week anyway. Easily. So to say that what are you going to eat? As if the only thing I could possibly eat is a salad. Like, no, I could eat curry, whatever. I could have jerk, whatever. You know, there's 1,000 fruits and vegetables, and the color, the rainbow, I'll take it.
Well, see, I think you have it a little bit easier. Let's be transparent, okay?
Transparent.
As I was growing up, there was always meat, sometimes 2 of them, on the table. I recently heard you say, and I've heard a vegan friend of mine in the past say, I'm not eating anything that has parents. Wait, I mean, right. Everything has parents. I mean, everything that has parents. What do you mean? What do you mean no meat in my diet? So,
my diet.
But what's happened to you? Tell the audience what's happened to you over the past 2-3 months.
Over the past 2-3 months, I released an additional 30 pounds. Literally, I hate to say it, but effortlessly. I hate to say it, but it's true. The fact of the matter is, I tried all kinds.
And it came and jumped over here.
Well, that's why I said release. I didn't say lost, because you tend to look for things that you lose to get them back, and I don't want them back. In fact, I'm releasing more and more as we speak. So I'm not gonna say I lost it. But I tried everything before, and I felt like
Everything
this
like
was
what? You
really,
tried everything like what?
man. I tried Atkins, I tried keto, I tried Suzanne Summers, I tried Weight Watchers, I tried B12 shots, I tried
You didn't
all
try the
kinds of fat
cabbage,
camps,
you tried the cabbage soup diet, did you?
cabbage soup, um, oh my god, grapefruit, all kind, all kinds of nastiness. Okay, the lemonade and cayenne pepper, all kinds of torturous things that are not sustainable. That made me feel like a sacrifice. Finally, ding, 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 bell goes off, and I'm having this conversation with God, and He's like, "I'm still sitting here," and I was like, "Oh, I never prayed about it. Not once did I ever say I need some help with this." And it started off as a water fast. I just went just water for 3 days. Really
Wait,
got a
what?
chance to sit and think,
Wait, what?
and really get revelations. Just water. And everyone's
Wait.
like, "You gonna? That's not healthy." And I'm like, "Oh, it's healthy. Aren't you hungry? Not at all. You might pass out. Probably won't. I've even been to the gym. You know what I mean? Still here. I don't know. Do I look like I'm
Water for
dying?
3 days, though,
For 3
Shani?
days.
And no food.
No food, no hunger, no headaches, no nothing, because I was totally engaged in praying and meditating. So anytime I even thought about eating, because I definitely thought about eating because it's a natural thing for me to do. Like, I should be eating. And I'm like, wait, I'm actually not hungry, but I should eat, but I'm not hungry. Listen to yourself here. What are you looking for? You looking for something crunchy? It's probably because you got a little anger going on. You looking for something sweet? You're probably looking for a little bit of love. You're looking for all those things are just triggers.
How do you know that? How do you know that if you looking for something crunchy, you probably got anger going on? What is that?
Anger and stress, because that's the normal trigger. It's all designed for us to want these things. All the salt that's in food makes you look for something else. You get it, you don't even know what it tastes like, but then afterwards you want to balance it out with some sugar, right? You want to have dessert. They want you to go out and have dinner and dessert, right? Right. So as long as we fill it up with salt, you'll be looking for that. We're always looking for that rush, that comfort. You know, we call it comfort food. Mac and cheese and fried chicken, and we put some collard greens, and I found a new comforter. And it's not food. So for me, I say it was effortless because that's what I went with. When I was looking for something, I'm like, okay, there's got to be a scripture here, because a beautiful person I know led me to a new version of the Bible. And I can read it now. But that's what it leads me to. It takes me there. And I didn't have to feel like I was sacrificing anything. I just didn't want it anymore. Yeah, I didn't grow up eating beef and pork. I did grow up eating chicken and fish. I was about 6 or 7 when my dad allowed us to start eating chicken and fish, because initially we did eat eggs, but we didn't eat like flesh. But don't get me wrong now. When I hit like 15, 16, I had a cheesesteak. Baby, I was like, this is delicious. And I loved a ribeye, so I was there, but I just didn't want it anymore.
Can you substitute something that tastes like a ribeye?
That tastes like a ribeye? No, but you can come close. I like to take a whole lion's mane mushroom and actually season it just like I would my ribeye. Sear it off in a cast iron pan using 2, and it flattens out. And believe it or not, it's pretty close taste-wise to what you're trying to get. Obviously, it's not just like it, and I think that's where people go wrong. They're like, well, I had a veggie burger and it didn't taste like a hamburger. Like, well, it's not a hamburger.
Now, I have to add that I actually like veggie burgers, but it's not veggie like some people may think. I like black bean burgers, and I make my own. Yay! Kendra's out there saying dedication, determination, and obedience at its finest. Is Kendra doing the eating well thing with you?
She is currently in talks
Okay.
of doing it with me, because everybody doesn't. Some people think I'm just pro-vegan. Everybody doesn't need to be a vegan, right? For me personally, it works best for my body.
Okay.
Like some people can't do soy. Soy for me is fine.
I can't.
It's really about making sure that food is not where you're going to for your comfort anymore. That all the food was here for us to enjoy, but it's the gluttony of it all that is the problem. It is looking for it to soothe you is the problem.
It's overkill. We're doing too much, and then
way too much.
And then I recently found out that the Food and Drug Administration are in bed together. Oh my God.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yay, Kendra. You have made changes. We're noticing the differences. Yes, we are.
Yes, because even mentally, we get clearer when we get off of that stuff. We don't really understand how close that sugar and cocaine are molecularly.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, outside of this time when I decided to take it to God, he took all those issues away from me. But other times when I cut sugar, I was like a fiend. I'm talking like straight up time to go to rehab, headache, vomiting, chills, all that. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm willfully doing drugs? Willfully. Straight up, like give me caramel, throw some hot fudge on there, give it all to me.
Sugar is the worst, but white sugar is the very worst. They strip out everything. Yeah, and that brings me to that story about when I was in Kenya. So I'm in Kenya, I go to the grocery store, and I'm looking for sugar for my coffee. I only put sugar in my coffee at that time. The first time I went, I stopped putting sugar in my coffee since then, but I do put sweetener in my coffee. There's no coffee without sweetener. But anyway.
Okay. You scared me.
Yeah, no. I use creamer, and the creamer has sugar in it, and that's enough sugar for me. So I'm good with that. So I'm in the store and I'm walking down the sugar aisle and I'm looking like, where's the sugar? I don't see it. And all of a sudden it occurred to me, there was no white sugar on the shelf. Brown sugar. Like that was so odd for me, Miss American coming from America, to not have white sugar on the shelf. Now they do have white sugar, but it's one of those, one of those oddities, one of those things they put in the corner. So I really had to look for it to find it. It was there, but all over the place, brown sugar. And I'm like, now there's a subliminal message for your behind.
Now, was it like brown sugar, like we know brown sugar, like with molasses in it? Or is it in its natural state?
It's raw sugar.
Okay.
And raw sugar is brown. But somebody thought it was a good idea to take the brown out. Oh, that was funny to me all of a sudden. That was cute. Okay. Well, Mark Lee was talking about the food industry being one of the largest lobbyists out there. Mm-hmm. And people use food to soothe their pains emotionally, mentally, and physical. Yes, and yes, they do.
It's attached to everything. Think about it. You're having a celebration, you're going to the restaurant. Mm-hmm. You're having a funeral, you're eating. And matter of fact, you're eating the food at the funeral is the very food that probably killed the person at the funeral that you're at. And we're all in.
That's what Pamela D. Marshall said. She said she looked around the room. She went to her uncle somebody's funeral. She looked around the room. He had died of heart attack, high blood pressure, the whole 9 yards. And she looks around the room and there's fried chicken and macaroni and cheese and potato salad with mayonnaise. And she thought to herself, the very thing that killed Uncle Toe, whatever his name was, is the very thing y'all are eating. And Kendra said, that's because nobody wants plain hot bean juice. Not the hot bean juice.
So I'm not going to feed into that kind of foolishness, all right? Put an ice cube in that bean juice if you don't like it hot. That's what I got to say about that.
That sounded like an inside joke. What is the
That
hot
was definitely
juice?
yes, it definitely was. But we got to get away from that. We have to get away from that. What is comforting about that? Really, only 10% of the food-related illnesses are genetic. The other 90% was in your control. And
Right.
we think like, well, you only
I'm glad
live
you said
once.
that. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, you only live
10%.
once. YOLO. I'm going to enjoy life. And I'm like, listen, it's not one of those things where it's like you jump out of a plane and you just die immediately. It's not like that. It's going to be one of those things where you got a CPAP machine, you got oxygen, you have obesity, you're taking a bunch of medicines. It's one of those things.
And it is. And I'm glad you said that, because for many years, people have said, in my family, doctors have said to me, it's not a matter of if you're going to get diabetes, it's a matter of when you're going to get diabetes. And I said, the devil is a lie. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus, because I've noticed that members of my family have diabetes and have had for years, but their diets consisted of all of these polyunsaturated fats, all of this lard, and it was what they had available at the time when on plantations. But the food was different then. Now the food is so not like the food that many of our ancestors ate. No. And it's all laden with all kinds of chemicals that our bodies can't process. And so mostly, I'm not saying I'm 100%, but mostly I eat whole foods. And I have not contracted, although there's diabetes that runs throughout my genetic family, my DNA, I have not contracted it. Is that an anomaly? I don't think so, because type 2 diabetes is strongly tied to what we eat, our nutrition. And so although I am considered obese by what I call the Becky chart, I am not a diabetic. I do not have blood pressure. I do not have any of the indicators that would call me a health risk, right?
Right.
And I just got another insurance policy, life insurance policy, based on my good health. Now, what's interesting about that is they expect you at my age to have all these things. So they put you in a higher risk category, even though I don't have any of those things. Right. So is that fair? No, but the actuary chart proves that people at my age have these underlying issues. I don't. So I'm an anomaly, so I get to pay what everybody else pays that has those things. Isn't that fair?
But I digress, right?
Yeah, I did. I really digress.
I mean, it's clear. The evidence is clear. They're even coming out now with unofficially what they call type 3 diabetes, which is linked to your Alzheimer's and dementia issues. Also, sugar, food related.
Yep.
And we know people
tried a cucumber mint drink, and it was actually good. Cucumber mint is good. What are you talking about? Like in water?
Yeah, listen, I do like ginger shots and wheatgrass shots, right? People say how gross it is. I'm like, it's not any more gross than a liquor shot. If you did a shot of Cavassier, of any kind of Tanqueray, I don't miss me with that whole I can't take a ginger shot. I don't even want to hear it.
And he said you had to be careful with natural food stores because they still don't check. They're not any better than going to the grocery store.
Sure.
They just cost higher. They just charge you higher, more money.
Oreos are vegan. Okay. So if that's the case, but that's not what you want. You don't want to be a junk food vegan. You'll see somebody who's, we'll say fluffy, and they say, well, I'm plant-based. Yeah, but if you're only eating junk, that's no better. You might as well eat the other stuff. So the idea is that the less things that you have to open, the better off.
Ooh, that's good. The less things you have to open, and stay away from those things that have parents, and then you'll be a vegan. So, you have
a meatless Monday. Can I get a meatless Monday out of you? Can we get that?
Yeah, I do meatless Monday most Mondays. Sometimes I forget and I'll just have me a piece of bacon, but I know how you feel about bacon, so I ain't gonna be talking about that. But you have something else going on right now that you just showed me that I want the audience to know about.
I just released You Can Do It, Healthier Choices One Meal at a Time. And what it is, it starts off as how you can start the conversation, the journey to speak, of going plant-based. There's also 30 recipes inside. There's a substitution chart for you for replacing eggs. You know, people don't know you can use things like flaxseed and aquafaba, which is just chickpea water, things like that to replace the egg in the recipe, right? There's also a little shopping list inside and some of the favorite scriptures that I use to help me get started. And I must say, it looks beautiful. You can do it. See
You
that?
can do it.
You can
Love
do
it.
it.
Love it.
Little play on words there because can do spice. Just the short of it is that can do is my dad's nickname. And I started cooking with him. So he would call that because he can do a little bit of everything. And I am confident that can do spice can do wonders in your kitchen. Your family will love you. I'm just saying.
And it is true because I am a customer of Can Do Spice and I have to have my Mary Green. So, with that said, what do we have going on in the BHS organization before we get out of here?
Before we get out of here, tonight, don't miss it. There's only a few spots left, just a few. So don't miss it. Repping Your Brand online and off, 6 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time. To sign up, simply go to bit.ly/repping your brand. Understand, people, that you are the brand because they have to get to know, like, and trust you before they go any further. So whether you have a business or you just simply need to be able to communicate with your coworkers, with your family, you have to be able to communicate tonight. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is where you want to be. You want to give them a little teaser, a little
taser. Well, you always get asked, what do you do for a living? How cool would it be? How massively confident would you be if you were able to walk into a room and you just chomping at the bit for somebody to say, what do you do for a living? Because you know exactly what to say, how to say it, and how to engage your audience. Ask me what I do. Ask me what I do is how you're going to feel when you walk into any room, anywhere, and someone asks you what you do for a living. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. In addition to that, what do you do when you go to a networking event? How do you gather all of these business cards? And then what?
Right.
Do you know which ones you want to reach out to? Are you reaching out to all of them or none of them? And why do you have to have a differentiation? There's something you can do to decide which to reach out to and which to put in your left-hand pocket. More about that tonight at 6.
Ooh, so there's a difference in the pockets. That's right. You better be there, 6 p.m. bit.ly/repping your brand.
And then after repping your brand, going forward, we have some other stuff going on in the BHS camp. What is that?
Well, if you're referring to the luxurious Sisters Empower Sisters to Advance retreat that is coming up this October 13, 14, 15 in Ocean City, Maryland. You don't want to miss it. If you haven't seen the pictures and the videos from last year, go to barbarahsmith.com. I'm telling you, that was a week to remember. I'm not even going to say a day because it was just like a whirlwind of just goodness every single minute. If you want to find out, contact me how to get on the list. Support at barbarahsmith.com. That's support at Barbara H, don't forget the H, Smith.com.
We have so much fun in the BHS and Associates organization. I am so delighted, excited, and truly grateful to have you, Shani, as part of the organization. You do so much for us, and we appreciate you more than you could ever know. So we want to thank you for sharing your goodness about being gluten-free and vegan and all of the wonderful things that you're doing. We love you at BHS and Associates, and we want you to know that we are so grateful. You got any last outtakes you want to share with us? Your last thoughts?
I'm just reading that our producer in the background says, "Don't plants have parents?" Ha ha. You know what we're talking about. There's no mom and dad there. Don't you try it. I want to say that you can do it. And if you need help, I'm here for you. Just go check me out at candospice.shop. We can do this together. One person at a time makes a big ripple.
And she's healing the world one person at a time. Thanks so much for being here. You know what time it is. It's time for you to step into your greatness because the world is waiting for you. That's our show for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us at the Empowering You Show. See you next week.
See you next week.
Engage, inspire, empower. That's what I help you do as a celebrity, speaker, trainer, and coach. Hi, I'm Barbara H. Smith, known as the Masterful Presenter. I am the one that can help you dig deep inside your passions and deep inside your life to get you to the place you always dreamed.
I had the pleasure of hearing Miss Barbara Holmes Smith speak today, and just from her speaking to me today, I have realized that I need to have personalized my alter ego and be able to put myself out there a lot more.
I help through speaking techniques, teaching you how to use your words and your body language to inspire people to come up higher.
Today's presentation with Ms. Barbara was just outstanding. She has really helped me with her personality, with her being so genuine and passionate about what she believes in and helping to coach, train. Her sense of humor, her energy is just incredible.
How do I do that? By coaching and speaking and training. I help you with whatever it is that you want to do next. What is your next? Are you ready to take your life, your career to the next level? I can get you there. Contact me at www.barbarahsmith.com.